So guys, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but as you can see by the title, and as you can see on the screen, quite a bit of bad news came out earlier this morning. We have stuff on Ruri Dragon, and we even have stuff about Uncle from Another World, which I have been talking about consistently, a series that is in Netflix jail. I'll talk about this in a second, but let's talk about the Ruri stuff. So, Ruri Dragon, if you have no idea what it is a new manga series in Weekly Shonen Jump, the same magazine that releases One Piece, Black Clover, My Hero, etc. And Ruri Dragon is a new series, has around like 5 or so chapters right now, and this came out earlier this morning basically saying that Ruri Dragon is going on an indefinite hiatus. And to kind of explain here, basically something's going on with the mangaka's physical condition. Now, it's not elaborated on or explained exactly what it is, but to kind of make sure everybody's in the know and is aware of this, basically a few weeks back, you had, Shindo, the author of Ruri Dragon, also have to take a 1-week break because apparently their, health or whatever was deteriorating, they weren't taking care of themselves or something, and they had to take a break. And obviously we had a 1-week hiatus. I talked about this, I made a video on it. I was like, this is kind of concerning. It makes you wonder if there's a lot of overwork, is it the stress of a new manga series since this is a new author? There's a lot of ways to look at it. And so when you speed up to now in present day, now that the manga that's in Weekly Shonen Jump with like 5 or 6 chapters is going to be on indefinite hiatus, that is basically concerning for a variety of reasons. For one, obviously, for the author's health. Like, I hope the author Shindo is okay, because clearly there's something going on here. I doubt it's just like the state of overwork that, in Weekly Shonen Jump that is causing this. This seems like an underlying medical issue, like an issue that is really causing a huge problem with them that needs to be corrected. But on top of that, obviously, with a series so young in its life cycle with like 5 to 6 chapters, this basically paints a picture that it's only a matter of time until it gets canceled. Now, this can go a few ways, okay? Let's talk about that. Obviously, because of how manga works in Weekly Shonen Jump, authors are always competing with each other. They're fighting for a place. They're fighting for a spotlight. They're fighting for survivability, to survive in the magazine, to be able to have their manga be able to stay within the magazine without getting canceled/axed. And so chapters need to be consistent. You have to build up an audience. That's basically the first thing you think about when it comes to at least manga in Weekly Shonen Jump. And basically with this hiatus, already one hiatus and then now, or a break, and then now an indefinite hiatus, any fan base that this author might have already built up is definitely going to probably drop or dwindle. People's interest in the story is probably going to diminish because for one, they're going to be like, maybe this author isn't really reliable, which means that we're probably not going to have a completed story, even if it does get off the ground, and so we're going to be left on like a conclusion to where it's not really an ending, stuff like that. And obviously, the author's health is more important than any of that, but it's still the point that the fate of Ruri Dragon is pretty much up in the air with that. However, there is a spin to this. With obviously these health concerns happening with Shindo, the author of Ruri Dragon, this could spark more interest in the story, basically more people's eyes and attention focusing on Ruri Dragon and the author, and maybe the series being able to survive and actually be able to come back in full force when the author actually recovers, and it becomes one of the most popular series in Weekly Shonen Jump. Anything is bound to happen, but that is definitely something to talk about, and so yeah, I personally, if you want to hear my 2 cents about this, like with the physical condition of the author, obviously it can be tied maybe to overwork in the magazine Weekly Shonen Jump, but I think there's something else going on. I think it's more of maybe just health reasons, like maybe the actual author has health problems and legitimately something is going on. That's my 2 cents on the matter, and it's probably a mixture of things. So let's move past that, and let's talk about the next one. So the next stuff is about Uncle from Another World, which I have been talking about with different episode reviews, and it's such a good series. Like, straight up, I'm just gonna say, if you have not started the series, 100% recommend it. It is a good anime. Now, apparently, with the episode that kind of aired earlier this morning, it announced that the series is going to basically be on hiatus until August 17th, as you can see right here. And the reason for that, as you can see by the title, it is COVID-19 related. So Even in 2022, we're still getting affected, and it's sad. It's really sad, but obviously, once again, the artists, the animators, etc., their health is more important, and hopefully they make a quick recovery. But, yeah, so next week and a few weeks after that, when we're waiting for this series' episode, and if you wonder why there's not a new episode, it's because of COVID-19, related issues. However, there is something to think about, though, when it comes to this. With the series technically being on break for the upcoming few weeks, this means that Netflix might catch up with the simulcast release in Japan, which means when the episodes start coming back out on, let's say, August 17th, next month, that would mean that Netflix will probably be releasing the episodes alongside of Japan releasing the episodes, if that's how it works. I could be wrong there, but that's potentially what could happen. And if that is indeed the case, that's kind of cool. At least Netflix is catching up, so there will be a legal way to legitimately watch the series on a week-by-week basis, which I'm always for. So yeah, like I said, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but obviously I like to keep people in the know what's going on. I've been heavily following, like, Ruri Dragon, and obviously Uncle from Another World, and I wanted to make sure everybody was aware of what's going on with these two represented series. But, if I brought you any new information, even though it is obviously, sad news, I would like it if you leave a like on the video. It does help me out a lot, and I would greatly appreciate it. It helps with the algorithm, helps with people noticing my videos, etc. Just 100%, I would greatly appreciate it. But with that out of the way, be safe, everybody. Stay healthy. Chibi out.